Welcome to Tayo Mini Reads, Reviews, Discusses, Monologues about everything and anything, and that's on period. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Woohoo! So today I'm going to do something a little different, unconventional really. So in 2025, I read a lot of books, about 60, if not a little over. I don't have the exact number right now. And some of those books were books that I bought in 2025. Some are and some of them were new books, new releases. Some were just basically older books that have been released a while back. But the fact or the idea or the concept of this video is really to go through, number one, how many books did I buy in 2025? How much did I spend on books in 2025? And I guess what was the most expensive book and what was the cheapest books? I'm also going to do this for, my hardcovers and my my paperbacks, and a separate category for ebooks because I did buy a lot of ebooks as well. So let's get into how much I spent 2025 buying books. Okay, so we're gonna start with the hardcovers. So there are a couple of things here. I was able to track at least all of my Amazon buys, right? Every book that I bought on Amazon, I was able to get the record of that. Now, I traveled in 2025 and I bought books in two of my destinations. I went to London, and so I bought books in the bookshop. What's the name? In Piccadilly Square, I forget. The UK version of Barnes & Noble. So I got, I remember I got the Assassin's first trilogy books by Robin Hobb from on that trip. That was about $50. And then I also went to South Africa earlier in the year, and I bought 3 books from the airport bookshop. And I think those books were roughly about $35. It wasn't that expensive. I don't have the exact amount, but I know it wasn't that expensive. And another thing was I also went to my used bookstore here, local to me, and I spent about, let's say, maybe 10 or 20 bucks. I'm not too sure. So let's just say I have so that's 60. So yeah, I have those ones. And then the books that I bought from Amazon, I actually bought 34 books on Amazon this year. Yay. Doesn't sound a lot, right? And then, like I said, I bought 3 books in London. I bought 3 books in South Africa, and I bought 2 other books from a local used bookstore, or maybe 3. I can't really remember. But anyway, it brings me up to about 34 books that I bought hardcover. And this includes pre-order, new releases, books that came out, like that. So my most expensive book was, actually, do I do the cheapest or the most expensive? I don't know. You tell me. I honestly don't know. So my most expensive book was actually Dream Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And this came in at a whooping $28.80. And my cheapest book, the cheapest book that I bought was Summer on the Bluffs. This was recommended by one of my watchers on YouTube. Thanks, Angela. So, and I just haven't read it yet. But that came in at about $1.80. So, yay. So those were my the most expensive and the cheapest book. Now, I'm not adding in tax or shipping fees and anything like that. I'm just giving the amounts that I paid for each book. So like I said, let's say I bought 35 to 36 books, give or take. I bought books from my London trip. I bought books from my South Africa trip. And I also bought books from my local used bookstore. And the grand total for all the books that I bought in 2025, at least the hardcovers, was dun, $512.16. Wow, that's actually a lot. That's actually a lot. So, yeah, so $512, which, I mean, it is kind of a lot, but this was kind of spread out. It's not like I went and spent $500 at once. So, but that's actually not, because we haven't done the ebooks. So, let's go. So, for ebooks, so there's this particular I don't want to say like series or trilogy that I was reading the first quarter of 2025, which was the Echo Saga series. And this series is like 9 books, and I bought them all on Kindle. So, and I think to me that was probably my most expensive on Kindle, was just that series, because each book was about $6. And I bought like 9 of them, so that's a lot. So to me, that's like the most expensive one. The cheapest one that I bought on Kindle was actually One in a Million by Lindsay Kelk, I think. This came in at 99 cents, so yay for savings. And so I bought 25 books on my Kindle in 2025. Oh, that's all right. 25 for 2025. And my total for all the books that I bought on Kindle was about $104.25. Not so bad. Also, a caveat. I don't know if you if you are an Amazon Prime member, you do get points sometimes when you buy books or buy other stuff. I don't know. And also, if you delay your delivery, sometimes they will give you points that go towards, buying ebooks. So that $100 was probably, some of them I had, no, actually, let's just say I spent 104. I don't know exactly how the mechanics of it worked, but I had points, so I did save a lot of money on some point or on some books. But I spent 104.25 cents on Kindle version of books. Yeah, and I said the cheapest and the most expensive. And so that brings my overall total of books that I bought in 2025, ebook, hardcover, special editions, and whatever you can call it, to $616.41. Yay! So, what did you think? Do you think that's like fair, or it's a lot? I don't know. And the worst part is, so let's say I bought roughly about 60 books or 50, yeah, about 60 books. Cause I have like 60 books, and I read about the same. I read about 60 books, but I did not read probably half of the books that I bought in 2025. So here's my conclusion, right? I think, and again, 2026, I haven't really seen any releases from any authors that I feel like I am like tempted to buy any books. I don't have any pre-orders. I had Tailored Realities on this list. That was like my last book for the year, for 2025. So I don't really have any books that I'm expecting or I have pre-ordered. So I'm not so sure about books that I will be purchasing in 2026. To that end, I am going to actually now read through my library, right? Because I do have a lot of books, and some of them I just haven't gotten to them. So we're gonna put a pause on buying, at least for like the first half, and get through some of the books that I have behind me. But this was a very interesting or introspective video or exercise to perform, because I spent over $600 on books in 2025. I don't know how much you spent, but I feel like, that was that's a lot. Like, I think, I don't know. Like, you tell me, do you think that's a lot, or do you think it's just right? Or is it maybe slightly okay? I don't know. I honestly, I have no clue. So why don't you guys tell me how much you spent on whatever is your favorite hobby, really. Cause this is like one of my top interests is reading. And so it's a hobby of mine. So how much did you spend on your hobby? It doesn't have to be books, could be anything. But yeah, just so we can have a baseline to say, if you spend, I mean, I think, you know what? I think if I spend like $1,000, I'll be like, ooh, but 600, not so bad, not so shabby. But anyways, thanks for listening to me rant and talk about money and books. But this was such a fun video to do. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye.